welcome to CHMA, broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, Canada. You are listening either on 106.9 FM in the Tantramar area, or you are at CHMAFM.com.
Is that on the internet now?
That is on the internet. We are also joined today by Air Traffic Controller Archie. Archie, do you have anything you want to say for yourself today?
Rough. That was my impersonation of Archie's bark. It wasn't fantastical.
No, Archie might be saying some stuff later. We will see.
I'm surprised they would allow us to have a dog in a high-stress environment like an air traffic control tower.
He's not a service dog.
No. I thought you were going to say a well-behaved dog.
He is not serviceable.
No, that's not how I would describe this particular canine.
No. I don't know why they let him have us. Let us have him either. Hey, this is ground control at YMC Midgic Airport. You are joining myself, Air Traffic Controller Thomas.
And me, Air Traffic Controller Luke.
Join us for the next hour as we watch the skies, listen to some tunes, chat, and we'll be done by and by. Was that your phone going off?
It was most certainly not, sir. Was it your phone going off?
Did you put your phone on silent beforehand?
I'm not going to answer that, but I am going to say that it was not, in fact, my phone going off. Once again, for security reasons, you don't want like a flight coming in and then your phone going off with all the alerts.
Yeah.
Which could happen.
It could happen. I was just seeing which, if my phone did go off.
You were checking your phone to see.
Yeah, to see if it went off.
Believe me.
Well, I just wanted to see, because it wasn't my phone either, but I did have a couple of messages from my loving, beautiful wife.
Deeply hurt that you would be so accusative?
Accusamative?
Yeah. Yeah. Good hybrid word.
Thanks,
not just accusatory, but argumentative.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's put it in circulation.
Hey, what's the weather?
Man, it's St. Patrick's Day. And the weather, looking forward into my crystal ball
yes.
This is now, but it will be now Sunday evening.
Man, that sucks that St. Patrick's Day is on a Sunday.
Does it? You think a lot of people will be calling in sick on Monday?
Yeah, probably.
Huh. More or less than after, like, the Super Bowl?
Probably more. In Canada.
In Canada? Yeah. Well, I don't know.
If I'm looking East Coast Canada,
if you're a stats student and would like to figure this out for us.
Exactly. I'm thinking with my East Coast Canada brain. I'm thinking more people, and like, don't get me wrong, people here love football too.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking
what
more
about after the Stanley Cup playoff? Is that on a Sunday night?
I think like Stanley Cup playoff can be on any night.
Interesting.
Because it's a best of 7 series, right?
Sure.
So the final game could be game 4, 5, 6, or 7.
Oh, at any given time, it can be tout fini.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that one's a little bit harder to plan.
Let's say the Stanley Cup falls on a Sunday. Are
yeah,
fewer people
game
showing
7,
up to work?
Game 7 Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
is on a Sunday.
In a hypothetical world where 2 Canadian teams are playing each other.
That's hilarious. That will never happen.
Man, I can hear one of our 3 listeners just being like, "Oh, I'm angry at that."
I'm so angry because I'm such a big Jets fan.
People get worked up about sports, man.
No one's getting worked up about the Jets. Look, I get worked up about sports. No one's getting worked up about the Jets.
All right,
that's all I'm saying.
Sorry, the weather for Sunday evening based on, I guess,
weather technology.
Really, the finest weather technology available to us here at the airport, which is looking out the window.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, overcast, mild temperatures.
Nice.
Might see the sun peek through once or twice because it's out late now, right?
It is out. It's weird. Time's been weird.
Time is got all mushy there for a second,
especially since I've been off this whole week.
You've of your other job.
No, this job.
Oh.
Hey, I just came in to do this.
Aw.
Yeah.
Gosh, you would have thought I noticed you missing all day.
Yeah, I know,
for
right?
most of the week.
No. But I forget what my point was. What were we
That
talking
time
about?
has gone all mushy. And
Oh
you're
yeah,
having
time.
trouble.
That's exactly right. Time went into a puddle since
Yeah.
I've been off this week, and that whole time changey thing.
Yeah.
All time is meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Everything is irrelevant. I think I'm a narcissist now. So
I was gonna go with nihilist, but
nihilist is the correct thing. Narcissist is the completely wrong.
I think you were a little bit off, but that's okay.
Do you want to listen to
Something
a tune?
to be said about nihilism. Yeah,
Something
I got a.
that's why I said I'm a nihilist now.
Okay, I got a pump up tune for this.
You got a
week.
pump up tune
Yeah,
for
the
this week because you didn't
Stanfield's
like
tune.
mine last week.
Well, this has a bit more. I mean, it's Nova Scotia roots, which I guess is Scotland, not Ireland. But a lot of Irish blood in Nova Scotia, and it's got some traditional elements to this tune. And in the middle, it gets a little heavy, so it's going to tick off our heavier sounding music.
Oh,
for the
good.
week.
So this is from Death and Taxes by the Stanfields. This is Dunvegan's drums. Did I get it right?
Yeah, I think that's close enough. They'll pronounce it in the first line, so you'll know.
Dunvegan's drums by the Stanfields.
When Dunvegan's drums beat in the air at the first of the Inverness Fair, the liquor starts flowing and the boys start going to town with blood in their hair. The towny boys high up, the boys from the Glen, they neither got money to spend. They take all the girlies dancing and twirling and scrap around back in the end. Well, me mother, she told me before I left the island, keep your nose and your fingernails clean. Don't ever be shy, always look in their eye, and always say what you mean. Well, I meant what I said when I called him a coward, riddled with filth and disease. The silence was golden as I was left holding my guts in a pile at my knees.
really going for like the drop kick Murphys.
They kind of leaning into it there at the end, which was a very popular sound. I am of the what might be a controversial opinion, because I saw the Stanfields opening up for Flogging Molly in Halifax.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that long after I saw the Dropkick Murphys play live, which speaks to my more exciting youth.
Your exciting youth is when you would go see
the live music performance
of both the Dropkick Murphys,
Stanfield, Flogging Molly, and other bands that might have been a little heavy.
That's so
but
funny.
Also had a banjo.
And you know
was
what?
The style at the time.
And the style now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think that has ever fully gone away. Hey, do you know what else hasn't ever fully gone away?
What's that?
Ultimate Frisbee.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a neighbor.
Yes.
Who is, and I believe it's disc. Can you call it?
Disc golf?
No, not disc golf, but even ultimate frisbee. I thought there was an alternate term.
Yes.
Where you're not using the word frisbee, because that's a brand name, but as I understand it.
I think for the most part, you can say frisbee again, because frisbee has kind of like
let loose with the trademark.
They bought all the like competitive leagues of ultimate. From my understanding. Okay. So let's take a look real quick. I have one of those leagues, the one that is starting right here. You can see the screen for once.
Good logo, he said on radio.
It's your classic red-blue. For some reason, that means sports logo. And we are looking at, Disc League, Ultimate Disc League. So Ultimate Disc is what you were looking for.
Okay.
Formerly the American Ultimate Disc League. So you are correct. Until this year, they were the American Ultimate Disc League. In January, so like 2 months ago, they changed to Ultimate Frisbee
rebranding
association. Well, that rebranding coming with Frisbee coming in and being like, okay,
we want a part of the action.
Yeah, we want to be the Ultimate Frisbee Association. And again, that
let me hit pause on you right there,
totally,
because of all the leagues that we've looked at so far and rated the team names based on nothing at all.
Yes.
I'm most looking forward to the team names in this.
Well, we'll see them here in a second. Of course, you always ask, like, where can you watch them? You can watch them at watchufa.tv. That is their TV partner. Watchufa.tv. And now, it is... it's not his first season, but it's not super, super old either. Its first season was 2012, so it's over a decade old at this point. Nothing crazy other than a lawsuit early in the league's history on the most boring thing ever.
The weight of the disc.
I wish. No, the lawsuit was on something much more boring than that. Team expansion into another team's territory.
Oh, Turf Wars.
Yeah, so like there was like a team expansion that was supposed to happen, I think, in New York and New Jersey near the early beginning of the league, and then a team in Rhode Island was like, they're too close to our turf, we're going to sue you.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway.
They weren't like, can't we just settle this with a game of Ultimate Frisbee?
Yeah.
Winner take all.
No, they didn't want to.
High stakes.
They didn't want to.
Would they have wanted to if they were a better team?
Probably.
Okay.
On the 17th of this year, the league announced it would be the Ultimate Frisbee Association when the league partnered with Sports Dimension Incorporation, the owner of the Whammo brand family.
There we go. Who owns Frisbee?
Which includes the Frisbee trademark to license to use across the league. It will be streaming its quote-unquote Super Series top weekly games for free live on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, that is actually starting here this month.
Oh.
But
forget... Oh, shoot, it's March. March Madness is that's already started, or has
March Madness has not started yet.
Oh, okay. Well, forget that.
Forget March Madness.
Yeah. Watch UFA.
UFA. the ultimate. Yeah, UFA.
Yeah.
UFA.
Maybe they'll work on it.
Yeah, UFA's not
Better
bad
than
though.
Audle.
Yeah, it is. UFA's not bad though.
All right.
You want the so there's 4 divisions.
Give me some team names.
4 divisions. I think the winner of each division goes to like a semifinal. The 2 semifinals face off, then finals, then the ultimate frisbeer. In the 10 years,
There can only be one ultimate.
One. And the last 10 years, the New York team Empire. Which
Empire.
Is the New York Empire. Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
They have won the most. They've won 3. So it's not like one team has like completely dominated the league.
Yeah, if you got to go in a decade and the best is 3, that's good.
I do think the Empire though have won 2 of the last 3. So they're kind of starting to make a dynasty for themselves.
All right.
But yes, the 4 divisions. So in my South division, I have Atlanta Hustle.
All right.
The Austin Soul. So
Yeah.
like sun.
Oh, not the foamy beverage.
No.
Great
Carolina
partnership opportunity.
Carolina Flyers.
All right.
The Dallas Legion.
Uh-huh.
And the Houston Havoc.
Oh, I like Havoc.
Okay, then we got the Chicago Union.
Sure.
The Detroit Mechanics, but with an X.
Yeah. I kind of thought the days of replacing other letters with X's was behind us in the early 2000s, but good on Detroit for proving their current once again.
Proving them wrong. And also, I don't want to... Now I'm kind of slamming on the league because it sounds ridiculous.
A little bit. Go ahead.
But like, look at this stadium for the Atlanta Hustle. St. Pius X Catholic High School.
Okay.
That's not a good stadium.
Well, it might be. You've never been, or maybe you
It's
have.
not. If you have a national league, I don't know if a high school. Anyway,
High school should be your home turf.
yeah, Madison Radicals.
All right.
I skipped
It's
one.
really
Sorry.
disappointing that their logo isn't like radical colors as of like 80s rad spec.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Not a splash graphic in sight here, folks. I know
No.
on the radio that's what we should be talking about.
The Indy Alley Cats, Indianapolis Alley Cats.
All right.
Ooh, I kind of like this one. The Minnesota Wind Chill.
The wind chill.
Yeah. I like the Wind Chill.
Yeah.
And the Pittsburgh Thunderbirds. I'm a big Thunderbirds fan.
A cartoon?
No, the Halifax NLL team we've talked about.
I should have known that.
So in the East, we got the Boston Glory, sure. DC Breeze, sure.
Yeah.
The Montreal Royal,
Royale.
yes. The New York Empire, who I mentioned
yes.
earlier.
All right.
The Philadelphia Phoenix, and it's funny you don't see Phoenix a lot, other than like teams from Phoenix.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're in Phoenix, it
The Phoenix,
saves on a lot.
and Toronto Rush.
Yeah.
And then in the West, we have the Colorado Summit. That's not bad.
That's
Los
fine.
Angeles Aviators. I like it.
Sure.
Oakland's-
Ooh, good logo. Again, they get the old school aviator with a scarf.
Yeah,
and
I like it. Look at the
some
mustache on
goggles.
him.
Oh, and the mustache is tremendous.
Oakland Spiders. We got the Portland Nitro. The Salt Lake Shred. I hate
Again.
it. I hate it.
They when the shred goes against the rad, can you imagine?
Oh my goodness.
The
growl
stands,
the
mirror shades as far as you can see.
the San Diego Growlers, who they run their establishment out of Mission Bay High School.
Maybe it's like a big private high school. It's like swanky
sure.
as, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Seattle Cascades is the last one.
Do you wish Seattle was like the Bigfoots or the Sasquatches?
Yes. That'd be dope.
All right. Yeah, what I'm seeing here is like at least they got a bunch of original names. They didn't just call the sports naming department at Sports Inc. and was like, yeah,
Sport.com.
can we get some generic team names? And they were like, yeah, Birds of Prey. You're gonna be the Hawks. You're gonna be the Eagles. You're gonna be the something on fire.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be a bird. Well, you want to be a large cat? You could be a a lion, a
cougar.
tiger.
You can be a cougar.
Not so many cougars out there for some reason.
You know what? I think there's a decent amount of cougars out there.
I don't. Okay, and then, it's kind of like rock bands in the 80s. If you wanted to be a rock band, like a hair band, you just picked an animal and an element off the periodic table.
Yes.
And then hi,
Steel
we're Iron
Panther.
Lion.
Yeah.
Steel Panther.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, just now we're this. I feel like there's a lot of that in sports, but I'll give it up to the Frisbee folks. They got some original names.
I did take a quick dive into
Local-ish.
well, just actually at the national level, just like Ultimate Canada, and there's like Ultimate is actually like pretty big all over Canada, everywhere, kind of except the Maritimes. Each province has like its own like really big like thriving Ultimate scene, and then all of the Maritimes is just like nothing.
No, thank you.
I think
It got windy and our Frisbee flew into the ocean.
Even Newfoundland has like Ultimate, and it's just like the
Really?
Maritimes are just like get lost. The only thing in the Maritimes is the Halifax Ultimate League, and it's a rec league.
Okay.
and don't get me wrong, play rec Ultimate, but like the other ones have like big organizations.
I'm surprised there's not something here locally, because like you mentioned earlier, there's like disc golf is fairly large.
It's pretty big here, yeah.
So
like the whole
maybe disc golf is composed of people who like busted up their knees playing Ultimate.
I feel like disc golf is more just like people who like going on hikes. That's what I've gleaned.
Observed.
Yeah.
Oh, glean's a better word there. Yeah.
But anyway, that is
your sports update.
Our Ultimate Frisbee Association update. The not new league but new name for all your Ultimate, which is starting here soon. And you can watch it all on their website. You can listen to on our website and listen to also right here, right now.
What's that?
This is going to be, let's go with No Word of a Lie by Kitchen Party.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds maritime-y enough.
I think it's going to be maritime-y enough.
Better be banjo.
Was a lad playing in my glee. My pop picked me up and set me down on his knee. Now my son, he said, you're almost 3, and if you pay attention, you'll be just like me. When I was your age, I was going full throttle. I sailed a full-size boat into a bottle. Got my first job and had to move away, working on the mainland all night and all day. No lies, no word of a lie. I never lost a game, I never even had a tie. I worked for 2 centuries and lived a dozen lives, and I'm still a young fellow with a gleam in his eye. No lies, no word of a lie. I never told a fib unless the fib was telling lies. I never even had to double take or change my mind, 'cause I've always been right since I grew knee high. The next thing I knew, I was back on the shore. There were ferries at my door. I tried to flip my shirt back inside out, but the fish out. The very same day I swam to the ocean, met a lovely mermaid who filled me with emotion. She had the head of a cod, the legs of a queen. I tried to take her home for dinner, she was none too keen. No lies, no word of a lie. I never lost a game, I never even had a tie. I worked for 2 centuries and lived a dozen lives, and I'm still a young fella with a gleam in his eye. No lies, no word of a lie. I never told a fib unless the fib was telling lies. I never even had to double take or change my mind, 'cause I've always been right since I grew knee high.
school both ways. Then I sat at my desk for 12 straight days. Spent my time waiting for the bell to ring. I showed up in the fall, didn't leave till spring. Then I'd get home for dinner to lay out the dishes, but the only food then was fish and more fishes. Head off to bed and try to go to sleep. All I could think of was that Mark the sheep. No boys, no word of a lie. I never lost a game, I never even had a tie. I worked for 2 centuries and lived a dozen lives, and I'm still a young fellow with a gleam in his eye. No boys, no word of a lie. I never told a fib unless the fib was telling lies. I never even had to double take or change my mind. I've always been right since a Grooney High.
No Word of a Lie. That is by Kitchen Party.
Nothing more maritimey than a kitchen party.
Ain't nothing more maritimey than a kitchen party.
Bonus points if the kitchen smells vaguely of, I don't know, boiled fish or a boiled dinner. A boiled pork would also work, I suppose.
Salted ham.
Yeah. I guess as long as the kitchen smells like food of some sort.
Yeah,
preferably a slow cooked food.
Yeah, slow cooked meat.
Yeah.
A lot of slow cooked meats around. You've been slow burning through a book.
I have. I actually, man, my reading really peaked at the start of the year and fell off a lot. So even my tech reading this week was.
Yeah, because you were going to promise to read tech manuals.
I was. And I did fall into some more reading of a technical nature based on composites and boat building.
Yes, of course.
So I was actually reading up on replacements for wood. So when weight really becomes a concern, you'll often find, boats, and especially the boats I play with in racing are wooden construction.
Yeah.
So not dissimilar from a nice canoe or you've seen my boat. It's built very much like a guitar, thin veneer over a heavier, usually spruce structure.
Yeah.
But the back of the boat where you mount a motor is usually the heaviest part. You'll have an 1.5 or 2 inch on the larger boats, thick piece of wood. And when you get a piece of wood like that, that's, a meter across, it can be quite heavy.
Yes.
Especially in a boat that you're talking about, what would it be, under 40 kilograms, 100 pounds of weight? Yeah. So when you get a single piece of wood that weighs that much. So guys now have started using these composites like a closed cell foam.
Okay.
So think of like a styrofoam, but styrofoam isn't in itself, all the bubbles in it aren't sealed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you put styrofoam underwater for any length of time, you'll eventually get a heavy piece of styrofoam because it gets sops it all up. Guys are taking this closed cell foam, then coating it in carbon fiber to make a piece that is, might be dimensionally the same to the piece of wood, but weigh a pound instead of 10.
Yeah.
The problem with this being it's super expensive.
Yeah.
So it becomes like the diminishing returns thing, right? So,
but people at the very high level.
But at the higher level, people have started doing this, and there's only a couple kinds of builders around for these niche.
Yes, of course.
Hydroplanes or runabout race boats. We have a tremendous one here in New Brunswick.
Nice.
Comes from a long line of boat builders.
Yeah. Is he working on these composites?
He's done some composites. So parts of his boats in the last few years have been carbon fiber.
Yeah.
It's kind of what the market wants. There's some driver safety involved around too, where it's not inherently a safe sport.
Yes,
so
of
there's
course.
some driver protection that goes on. Putting a layer of carbon could protect you somewhat.
Okay.
But he's a wood guy, and he makes beautiful boats. There's a gentleman in Maine making boats that I would say are more than 50% carbon.
Okay,
And
interesting.
it's neat to see and neat to have discussion with these guys around like, oh, it's so much harder in this aspect. It's a whole different set of skills, and then when you have to
Yes.
bond that in with wood, it's like you're getting into some pretty niche stuff. So I did do some reading on that this week.
Nice.
Also had a super cool conversation with a guy out in Cocaine
Yeah.
who's a propeller expert.
So just
So,
like really nerds into propellers.
Well, and you like propellers on boats are just like propellers on planes. They're hyper specialized.
That's what I would
and,
say. Yeah.
It's it's a lot of really cool science meeting really hands-on experience meeting. You need someone who's a tremendous metal worker.
True. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I got to go and actually be in this guy's shop, and it's like, okay, well, you have fishing boat propellers, which are not sensitive, not high performance.
yeah.
And then you have, pleasure boat propellers and fishing boat, and most of those aren't really worth fixing. You buy another one.
Yeah.
And then you have some performance boats with people think of these cigar boats and,
Yeah.
these big, he had some propellers there, and those are pretty cool. And then I'm in with my little propeller that I can hold in the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, isn't it cute? But had a really cool conversation about it and, the type of stainless used and how you would fix it and how you would modify it. And it's like, it's always really cool when you get to speak to an expert on anything
Yeah,
who's
it's true.
just like, it's. I would put it akin to like a musician who's gets to, might have a basic understanding of how to set up a guitar
Yep.
to a luthier who
Yes.
can like build the guitar
Of
and
course.
has not just the theoretical but the practical hands-on
Yeah.
experience. So it's whenever you get to meet those people, especially if they're really if you're into niche stuff
Yeah.
and they have a super niche skill set. So
It's funny when you word it like that too, the meeting like experts in whatever fields. I also really enjoy, and they might not be an expert in the field, but like going to someone's place and they have a large variety of like one thing. So like going and this guy having like 12 propellers, or
yeah.
going to someone's house and they're the chief firefighter.
Typewriter.
Well, I was gonna say firefighter, but
Yeah.
they have like 7 or 8 like beautiful guitars, and yeah, just seeing like the variation of their collection. I just like collecting things and like seeing variations in collections.
Yeah. And see, I came, this was really into cars for more than a few years.
Yes.
And it was always super weird when you'd meet, especially Volkswagens, and you'd meet someone that's like, well, I've got 6 Volkswagen Beetles. So it's like, cool. It's like, I've got every one in that color from that year. But it's like, yeah, but it's all a Volkswagen Beetle, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of variations within. It's, it becomes nuanced, and as you get further down that rabbit hole, you could appreciate some of those nuances more. But it's always neat to see like a little bit more varied collection of, I don't know, that speaks to maybe some eccentricities of a particular owner.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you, who has like kind of a very particular style and a very particular like eccentricity himself.
Oh no, but I like the segue we're going into.
It would be Joel Plaskett has a very specific whiskey that he enjoys. Like we went to a concert like pre-COVID.
Yes, it was
a long time ago at this point now.
Decades ago now.
Like sometimes it feels like it.
It does, doesn't it? Especially with time getting all mushy.
Yeah, I know. But he was playing with his father, and I don't know if his father was on stage for this or not, but he was lubricating the vocal cords.
Yes. I'm not entirely convinced that his teacup contained tea.
I'm just gonna say he was lubricating his vocal cords in the way that like Dean Martin and like Frank Sinatra lubricated their vocal cords.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he sang a song about this Irish whiskey that he really, really enjoyed.
Yes, and let me tell you, folks, when I found it in the back catalog of the CHMA recording studio,
Yes.
I took the vinyl and brought it out here to
the airport.
So we could play it for the week.
So this is West Cork blended Irish whiskey.
Risky?
Risky. Irish risky.
Whiskey
can
be risky.
That's how we say it down St. George way.
Oh?
Yeah, we just call it Irish whiskey.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. West Cork blended I wish this time.
I wish risky.
Take 3. Let's see if I can do it a third time.
All right.
West Cork blended Irish whiskey.
Play the tune.
1, 2, 3. Monday nights, the new Saturday, this I know. Do I go this? Monday night, the new Saturday, yes it is. Do I go this? Do I go that way? Is that the truth? Well, I guess it is. West Cork blended Irish whiskey. You can use this for your ad. Pour a dram and then another. Life don't seem so bad. This song here sounds like another one, who knows which. Hey brother, we'll make a ton of money, here's the pitch. West Cork blended Irish whiskey. You can use this for your ad. Pour a dram and then another. Life don't seem so bad. I guess I'll learn one day, damns the brakes. West Cork blended Irish whiskey. You can use this for your ad. Pour a dram, then another. Life don't seem so bad. West Cork blended Irish whiskey. If you use this in your ad, send the case to Nova Scotia, mail it to my dad.
West Cork blended Irish whiskey by
Nailed it.
Joel Plaskett. I did nail it that time. I hope they do send him some Irish whiskey. And you what else?
Does he have that kind of pull outside the Maritimes? He's known across Canada.
Yeah, like I would hope so.
Yeah. I would be very disappointed in the people at West Coast blended Irish whiskey. It is hard to say.
It is.
If they didn't take an opportunity to help a fella out.
Yeah, help a Canadian. So, we have some news that we are going into this week. A lot of news, a lot of things coming up here in Tantramart, like always. I'm just going to point out just 2 this week. One is preparing for the solar eclipse March meeting of the Shignecno Naturalists Club. So the Shignecno Naturalists welcome visitors. Associate Professor of Physics Catherine Lovekin will be speaking about the solar eclipse that is crossing much of North America, including New Brunswick, on Monday, April 8th in the afternoon. Professor Lovekin will include details about what to expect from the eclipse, both in and out of its totality, and how to view it safely. So that is Monday, March 18th, and that is at the United Church here in town on York and Maine. Yes, sir.
Are naturalists to nudists what nihilists are to narcissists?
Yes,
like
I believe
just getting
so.
confused all the time.
I believe so. It's astrology and
astronomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Live Bait has its new Works Festival this week from March 21st to the 28th. And its first is 2 readings of new 1 acts. That would be Family Reunion by Morgan Grant and The Bartender's Friend by Michael Warren. So it's going to be a reading and discussion of these two works in progress. You'll be able to live stream it if you can't make it in person. That is on LiveBait's Facebook page. You can check everything for the New Works Festival. All the details are on their website, livebaittheater.com. And this particular performance is 3 Fairfield Road, Sackville. That is Thursday, March 21st. And the pay is pay what you can. Pay what you can. Hey, do you have any news? What's going on, man?
Man, I source most of my news. Actually, we've had this discussion before. I actively try and avoid listening to news. But what I do get, much like our listeners probably get, when because they have the CHMA set as their homepage on their internet machine.
Of course.
And from the internet pipes, I was able to find out that Mount A laid off a whole whack of people.
I didn't know that.
In their food
in the
services.
Yeah, no, I did hear about this actually.
Which I guess is kind of setting a precedent now amongst New Brunswick universities, based on the article I read on CHMA's website. Not just radio, but a news source on the internet.
Was it because they're unionized workers?
And I didn't go into the nitty-gritty of it,
Yeah.
but it has to do with these are contracted out services. So the university will put out a request.
Yeah,
for
it's like I almost said Sudoku. That's not.
And but
what's the corporation calls that does
Saputo?
No,
is
it
the
did
cheese and dairy.
No, it did Saint Effects food, and it does it at the prisons here in New Brunswick.
Yeah, I know exact. Chartwell's.
No, it's not
Chartwell's. Is a competitor too.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. Anyway,
in
it doesn't
the same
matter.
Vein.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they put out an RFP, and then the different companies apply. And I think in the past it was always well, you get the contract, supply the food, and we have some labor that exists on site. Maybe not so much the case anymore.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, because I think people often look at academia like these ivory towers.
Yeah.
But man, I work in a blue collar industry part-time outside of the air traffic control.
Yes.
And you'd be surprised at the level of nuts and bolts operations and trades people that are required to keep a large facility like a university going, right?
It's true.
And food prep would be the same. And I'm sure there's tons of other facets of that I just don't even know about that are required in the day-to-day running. I'm sure there's carpenters on staff. I'm sure there's all kinds of things required to keep the wheels of education turning. So when you hear about something like this, it's a nice meeting point of, what you consider just regular, good old-fashioned jobs that all of a sudden they're
gone.
They're gone
Because of a contract.
Yeah. And that's the disconcerting part, and it goes into this in details on the article, which you folks can go look up for yourself. But I guess it's UNB did this. It's kind of controversial. Now we see Mount A doing this. So is this kind of a trend or not? Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. I'm just hoping it is kind of the handing over of a contract from one contractor to another, and these jobs can
just reappear in a slightly different fashion.
And reappear quickly.
Yeah.
My news is kind of bummer news too, man.
Oh, 2 bummers in a week.
We got all bums this week.
Womp womp.
My original stomping grounds, of course, St. John, New Brunswick, I talk about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been to the famous market in St. John.
I would date myself if I told you how long it had been, but yes, I have walked through the historic St. John market.
And it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful market. So it is essentially like your Saturday's farmer's market, but every single day of the week.
Yup.
There's food there, there's art there, there's everything you could want at any market, essentially.
Farmers' wares.
Yeah, there's everything you could want there. Where I went to high school, I would go to the market pretty much daily. At both the high schools I went to, actually. I went to the market
Having
pretty
gone
much
to
daily.
quite a rural high school,
Yeah.
it's wild that you guys could like walk to stuff,
Yeah, 2 of my high schools, I could walk to it.
to anything really.
Yeah, to anything.
Like we
but
could walk to a gas station,
yeah,
or
we
your
walked,
choice of 2 takeouts.
We walked to do anything we ever wanted in the world.
Man,
Yeah.
wild.
It's probably why I skipped school a lot more than you did.
Yeah, I didn't skip. I just didn't go.
Yeah, I just skipped school.
Be studious, folks.
Yeah, 100% be studious.
Commit yourself. If you were
Yeah,
if you are home this Sunday night because you are a school-aged child listening to CHMA,
yeah.
maybe we have a mysterious third listener.
We do, but we have 3 listeners. We talked about
Maybe we have a mysterious
fourth
fourth.
listener, yeah. Anyway,
Be studious.
be
Apply
studious.
yourself.
Solcombe and Ferris, a business that's been there the longest, closed its doors this week.
What did they provide? What service or
They were food
good
and sandwiches.
sandwiches?
Yeah, they were sandwiches.
Loves me a good sandwich.
But they did, Solcombe and Ferris did like deli meats as well. Established in 1895.
So are they just no longer there, or folded up altogether?
Folded up all together.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, 129 years it's been in the market. Not only has it been...
Do you think Sackville could support a traditional deli?
No.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
We...
Go get a fine selection of cured meats and a lovely sandwich.
I would really like that. I think we have a population both of students and of people in town because of students that find deli meats to be lesser than meats and wouldn't eat them. So I don't think it would do super well here.
Aww.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when this is over, we're going to hop on the flight to...
Moncton.
No, I'm
Go
trying
get
to...
Arby's.
No, I was going to say, I was trying to think of a small town just outside Montreal that might also have a small airport that we could fly to.
Yeah, I like that idea way better.
And then we could go get some wicked smoked meat sandwiches.
But yeah, Solcombe and Ferris closed Saturday, citing slower sales. Just the market in general has been having a lot slower sales since COVID.
Yep.
Combination of, not as many people work in offices anymore. That still hasn't fully come back, nor do I think it should, probably. But yeah, it's crazy. 130 years.
What a run.
What a run. That's an incredible,
I wonder if it was was it always in the same family?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's statistically that is, it's wild. And I know we've had this conversation before, where the stats say that most family businesses don't survive the second generation. That's kind of the cutoff point.
Yeah.
So even to make it into third, and if you're being going at that pace, you're probably on fourth generation, perhaps fifth. That it's just wild.
It's
good run.
It is a great run.
That's the kind of thing where if you knew it was happening, you'd have to go get a sandwich. Just
100%. Yeah, if I...
Good on you.
Last time I was there would have been Christmas time with the wife, and we did go to the market, and we did eat in the market. I think I had Jeremiah's. It's instead a sandwich place just a few places up. But every time I am home, I do go eat in the market. Because it reminds me of home and childhood and stuff too, so it makes me sad that something is closing, something that closing in a place that I really really love, and something that has been open for.
Would you say they were fundamental in your developing love of sandwiches?
I would say just the market in general, yes.
Huh.
Yeah, the entire market in general. But yeah. A big piece of history in St. John closing, and it's really, really sad. St. John has a lot of good stuff going on for it now since I've left.
Dragging themselves up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, and Solomon Ferris was a part of that. So that is that.
I feel like we need a pick-me-up tune after that news session.
We were going to... Oh, goodness, I'm getting ahead of myself now.
Just play a tune, man. Play something jaunty.
I'll play something jaunty. I actually don't. You know what? I got something jaunty. Afro beats and affirmations. This is by Akeo, Arini, and Million Vibes.
All right.
We gon' try things. Soul stay sound.
If it away, you distribute your beauty. Step into the room, not the whole world.
Something about you's a certain vibe.
Summer when you turn it up, keep it hot, give it ultimate, don't let the whole world know.
Tequila sunrise.
Yeah, I got it in out of pocket if you love me from my pocket. I think I'm used to it. Still cry a bucket if you give me any heartbreak. Shit, I ain't used to it. It bad out. I body mad out. If you see the way she got out, she won't leave it, get wild out.
You like Afrobeats and affirmations in the morning. You like to get faded while you let that music play. You like Afrobeats and affirmations in the morning. Wake up to your routine while you let that music play. White toes to match the white sands. Phones on flight mode and clothes on nightstands. Right souls and light hands. This girl got me changing flight plans. I've been out here chasing my truth. Them boys out there wasting their youth. But you grown too, you see through their lies. Grace in your eyes, praise the most high.
Catch your eye, but I'm losing my breath.
You take my breath away every time I hold on.
Not the absence of death.
After finding your love, girl, it ain't no way I could go back.
To be kept.
You nourish my spirit, baby, you bring my soul back.
To buy your regret. And
you like Afrobeats and affirmations in the morning. You like to get faded while you let that music play. You like Afrobeats and affirmations in the morning. Wake up to your routine while you let that music play. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like, yes. You feel like, you feel like. You like Afrobeats and affirmations in the morning. You like to get faded while you let that music play. You like Afrobeats and affirmations in the morning. Wake up to your beauty while you let that music play. You feel like, oh.
What a jaunty little tune.
Man, you never know what you're gonna queue up. And folks, I've mentioned this before, but we don't pre-vet like music with each other so that we get it live and you get live reactions. But that was a good chill tune.
What's your gold star this week, man?
Giving my gold star to the forthcoming Eclipse. I'm
the
considering
Eclipse.
it local
That's
because
funny.
we're in the narrow belt,
Yes.
where it's going to be most effective, from my understanding of astronomy and astrology, both of which I know very, very little about. But I know that a light in the sky is going to cease to become a light for a minute, and that's
the big skylight's gonna knot for a little bit, and that's spooky because it always does.
and that's probably the best description of the eclipse you're going to get anywhere, folks.
Yeah, yes it is. If you want, come here to get your
Eclipse News.
Eclipse News in action.
Who do you got for a gold star this week?
Hey, gold star. So, my gold star is a company called Tarmac.
Oh, I assume they do something pavement related with an arm.
They do. They make this permeable concrete.
Holy concrete, Batman.
Yeah, so it is concrete that water gets absorbed into.
Absorbed, or it just flows through it?
I think it
we'll have to have a whole discussion about
it
parking
flows
lots
through
later
it.
on.
It flows through it into the ground below.
It's into the substrate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it flows through to a drainage system of rocks where pebbles can re-enter.
Yeah.
Also
fact,
acts as a
regular-
reservoir when it floods.
Ah,
What was your fun fact?
well, coming from a family that's big into road building, even
It's
under
true.
conventional asphalt, you will find crushed stone, usually 6 inches at least, depending on the spec, maybe more, because the drainage under conventional asphalt or pave, some people would call it, is the single biggest determiner of load rating and longevity. There you go.
There you go. You can't use that stuff if it's cold weather.
Oh, so around here we're not going to see it.
No.
No,
Yeah.
because the water would just go in and freeze, and
Yep.
in a
And
year you
ruin
would.
it. Yeah.
Womp
So, unfortunately, it won't be used here. It is really, really cool and can be used other places.
Where it doesn't get so chilly.
And since it doesn't work here, I'm not going to give them my gold star. I would have.
False gold star.
False gold star. My gold star goes to my loving, beautiful wife, Maria, again.
Aw.
She's got it 2 weeks in a row. That's it. That's the end of it. That's my gold star.
All right.
Um,
Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks.
we got way more, dude.
Dude, we don't have time for way more.
We're gonna make it because we still got some promos to do, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to walk over my least favorite segment at the end.
No, we got some stuff
But
to
we
do.
do need to do show promos.
That's because we got right after this live on KEXP, which brings you the very best of KEXP's world-renowned live in-studio and remote performances. Each week, you'll get a new live session from emerging artists to well-established acts like Macklemore, Ryan Lewis, Florence and the Machine, the Lumineers of Monsters Men, Arctic Monkeys, and much more. Hey, you can check out the full video of all of live on KEXP performances on youtube.com/KEXP. And one you can find there is Jeremy Duche from here in New Brunswick, from northern New Brunswick.
Whoa.
You last week, you probably forgot about it, asked, is there anyone from the East Coast of Canada who has done a live on KEXP? And I said, I don't know. I will try
But
to
you
find
went and found
one.
out.
I found one. That's Jeremy Duche, who we're going to listen to next. Coming out of this, hey, right after live on KEXP, we are going into Black Atlantic, primarily Black Atlantic-centric podcast, website and media channel with the goal of bringing Atlantic POC voices to the world, hosted by Clinton Davis and Hilary LeBlanc. You can check them out at blantatlantic.ca. And then at 9 o'clock, we have The Night Shift with Luca Capone spinning a diverse, adventurous mix of sounds from psychedelic jazz to experimental hip-hop. Heavy focus on Canadian independent artists.
Whoa.
Who do you got?
You're looking at me like I should have a thing prepared. But, I'm going to throw it out to the Cavanna show. You know why?
Why?
Because I bet you in radio, no one ever shouts out the show that came before them.
That's true.
Like, I've listened to a lot of radio. Used to work on the road.
Yeah.
And you always get the plug for the show after. You never get, like, if you tuned in for the last minute and they didn't do a show plug at that minute, you're never going to get it. So tune in to the Cavanna show. Usually very chill. You're going to get some thoughts. You're going to get some meditations.
Yeah.
you might need it to wind down after a hectic Sunday.
Yeah.
So do that, and then we'll rile you right back
We'll
up.
get you so riled up again. Hey, we are going to listen to that Jeremy Duché song. Mackie Nut, I believe is how it's pronounced. But here is Jeremy Duché.
Yo, dude, I couldn't figure it out when you were talking about why I wouldn't have heard of someone from New Brunswick who, not that I really have my finger on the pulse of maritime music, but that's pronounced Dutcher. That's Jeremy Dutcher. He's from Tobeek, man, up in.
Yeah.
So, usually your pronunciation's pretty good.
I'm trying my best, man.
Okay.
Hey, Don Cherry update. When Don Cherry turned however old the other day, Ron McLean was there.
Okay.
That's the update. There's a picture of Don Cherry and Ron McLean, a new one.
A recent one.
Yep.
All right.
From like a month ago.
There you go.
Thank you for listening. Thank you to CHMA for hosting and broadcasting. Check them out at chmafm.com and chmafm on the socials. Check out midgicairport.com. Visit our merch store and give us a shout out on the socials at Midgic Airport, except on X, formerly known as Twitter, where we are at Midgic_airport. Yeah. Signing off.
Have a good night, folks.
Bye.